Hi, Discovery Collective. So I have your May red wine pick for this month, and this is Heidi Schröck Blaufränkisch, Burgenland 2022. And this is located on, now we've gone from the west side of Austria to the farthest east side of Austria in Burgenland, which is on the border of Hungary. So let's first talk about the grape, Blaufränkisch. So for those of you who maybe have heard of Gruner Veltliner, you might not have heard of Blaufränkisch, even though I think it's the signature red wine of Austria. It's still something that I don't think a lot of people are drinking, but definitely should be. So what is this grape? So the easiest way to describe it is if Pinot Noir and Syrah had a baby in Eastern Europe, it would be Blaufränkisch. When I think of this wine, I always think of one of the most food-friendly wines you can find. Because of it being kind of medium body, pretty high acidity, some great tannins, it can go with such a variety of foods. So it's one of those that is a real crowd pleaser. And I think it's a perfect Discovery Collective wine. So let's talk about the producer, Heidi Schröck. So she is actually 8th generation in her estate, matriarch. Her family has been farming since 300 years. She took over in 1983, and over the next 40 years, she's become one of the most beloved and respected women winemakers in all of Europe. She now runs the estate with her sons, her twin sons. So you have this beautiful mix of tradition with kind of modern creativity and pushing boundaries a bit between the three of them working this winery. So Heidi, a fantastic wine producer. She was Falstaff's winemaker of the year in 2003. And she also has done a really fantastic thing for her village. So she comes from the village of Rust. It's a medieval village close to Hungary. And she has brought back a winemaking technique. So a sweet wine that was very legendary in Rust, pre-phylloxera, and post-phylloxera just kind of lost its way in the 1800s. And she's been an advocate of getting a group of growers together to kind of re-emerge this beautiful sweet wine in Rust, which is fantastic because it's not just about her own wine, but about saving an old tradition in her area. So where they're located on the farthest west border of Hungary, in this area that is known for hot and dry climate, but the temperature is regulated by Lake Neusiedl, which is a very large lake, quite shallow lake, but it helps kind of mediate those temperatures. So that way it's a really fantastic area for the sweet wines, but also for this red wine, Blaufränkisch. So this is the 2022 vintage, and this was an abnormally warm and dry year for the area. It was so dry that some of the lake dried up. It was international news because of it. But the great thing about Blaufränkisch is it has this beautiful acidity that it's able to retain even in the hot years, and it ended up being a really great vintage for the region anyways. So I love everything that Heidi does. I think she's not only making wine for herself, but she's, thinking about the roots and the traditions in her area. And she's making with her sons some of the most soulful wines that you will find in Austria. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. So first of all, it's hard to not even just briefly speak about this beautiful medium ruby color. It's a gorgeous wine. And it's not necessarily opaque. It's more, or opaque. It's more transparent, but it's, it's I would say medium ruby. So let's go ahead and, so I always find Blaufränkisch quite charming on the nose because it has, this one in particular, I'm getting this beautiful, sweet blackberry. Also, blackberry, black cherry, red, raspberry on the nose. But also I'm getting this like beautiful kind of floral and just a hint of black pepper. It also has the same compound as the Gruner Veltliner as well. So let's go ahead and give it a try on the palate. Oh, it's so lovely. So I have chilled this before I brought it out, and I would definitely suggest doing it. Just put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. I suggest that anyways in Florida because it's so warm. But it definitely, I think, sits really well with it being slightly chilled. I get the same kind of like red and black fruits on the palate, but this acidity is just so, it's again, another mouth-watering wine, but it has beautiful tannins that are just really well integrated, and it's quite almost velvety on the palate. I would say I would love to even see how this opens up in the next hour or two as well. It's just really charming, really beautiful. I think it's just such a great balance between acidity, your tannin, your spice, your floral, all blended together in this beautiful, charming red wine that goes so well with so many dishes. And I think that our pairing recipe that Riley chose will be perfect with this wine. So I hope you enjoy this as much as I have, and cheers to your May Discovery Collective.